25 this year, and I was born and raised in Finland. Born and raised in Finland. Nobody knows what Finland is, right? Google. It's so very far away from here. It's one of the cold countries in Europe, right? So I was born and raised there. I lived my whole life there pretty much, and until the age of 16, I decided, you know what, I want to travel a little bit, see the sun a little bit, right? So I left Finland, and I wanted to travel 2 months. Now the 2-month holiday turned out to be 2.5 years. Yes, turned out to be one of the best things that I ever did, because it was on this trip that I fell in love with a beautiful girl, and her name is Evie. She's actually on the other side, but I'll introduce her to you guys later. But when I met her, right, I was like, she's so beautiful, I don't have anything, what do I do? So I went to her, I was like, hey lady, I put on, I was a sweet talker, right? I was like, hey girl, if you're gonna be with me, I'll give everything, anything you want. You wanna sleep in, I'll give you 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday. You like traveling? Don't worry, come with the trip with me. I'll take you on a holiday 4 times a year. And every time we go for 3 months. How does that sound? And she bought the whole story, so I was like, okay. So we got together. So fast forward 6 years. I'm a very privileged man to call this beautiful lady my fiance today. So can we give her I'm a very happy man. So my heart was full. I moved to Australia and I started a new future there. So having a heart full, I still understood that when I moved to a new country, I didn't have any family or friends, so I couldn't financially depend on anybody else. So if you guys don't know much about Australia, it's a very expensive place to live. So nobody wanted to hire a person like me who came from overseas and they don't know whether I'm going to stay in the country or not. But I wanted to build something more. I wanted to become a better person. I wanted to have the money to give her the things that I promised to give her the day one that I met her. And I saw, seeing her parents, not having my family over there, I saw her parents, my in-laws, and they could see me. I didn't have any money. I wasn't smart. I wasn't academically wise. I left to travel at the age of 16, so I never really graduated. So looking at them, I was like, you know, although I'm not the smartest and although I'm not the wealthiest, I hope that my desire to succeed is going to be strong enough to be a worthwhile partner for your daughter. That's the only thing that I wanted to do, to show her parents that I can provide their daughter something that you know she deserves of having. So I started working very hard. I started applying for jobs. So I landed my first place at work, first in yoga shop. But that wasn't enough to provide for the meals and the rent, so I worked another job, Krispy Kreme. Anybody know Krispy Kreme?
Yes.
Like that?
Yes.
So if you would have come there when I'm working, I have a little hat on, I was like, welcome to Krispy Kreme, I give you a donut. Welcome to Krispy Kreme, I give you a donut. I work very long days. I work in the morning, I work at night time, I go home, I rest a little bit, I work again, I work. Because I needed the income to buy the meals. I needed the income to buy the roses. I needed the income to pay for the food and pay for the rent. Yes?
Yes.
We all need to work to provide our family the things that they deserve of having, true? And it starts from food. So that's what I wanted to do, and I worked really hard to be able to do that. But this is what I realized. I worked hard for a whole year. More than a year I worked hard to be able to save a little bit of money. Now this is what happened. I wanted to take her on a little holiday. 1 year after being in Australia to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. So with the little savings, I started booking for places and things that we can do. After 1 year of working hard, after that little trip that we went and we came back, my bank account that I saved went back to 0. Has anybody traveled before and come back and be like, what the heck happened?
Yes.
My bank account? Yes. And that's normal, right? But I didn't want to live like that. I worked so hard, spent so many times, so many hours away from family, from her, to be able to have that one trip. And I thought, is that all there is? Is that what I'm going to do repeatedly year after year after year? So I wanted something more. But that was only one realization. What hurt me the most is that when I left Finland the year before that, I'm the youngest of 4 siblings. I have a beautiful mother. I'm mama's boy, right? I'm the little baby boy. I promised her mom that although I'm marrying an Australian girl, although I'm going overseas, I promise you that I will visit you once every year. And 1 year passed, and I was not in a financial situation to make that kind of decision of going back to visit her. And that probably hurt me the most. But as much as it hurt me, I can imagine how much it hurt my mom as well.
Yes.
Right? Anybody here is mama's boy? Anybody here has a son?
Yes.
Right? And it means a lot, right? It's a very special bond. And I was not able to do what I promised to do. So I was really open to look at different opportunities. And Jim Rohn says this, instead of being better, decide to become better. Because life doesn't get better by chance, life gets better by change. right? So I decided instead of becoming bitter, I want to become better. I picked up the books, I picked up the motivational videos, I went on YouTube, watched the successful entrepreneurs. I saw entrepreneurship rising. I saw a lot of young successful people that are very young as well. I wanted a little bit of that. How can I have that? How can I have that? So I was studying and looking and finally, the universe placed somebody in my life that introduced me to a mentor, who I later on called my mentor not only in business but in life as well. His name is Ramen Chan, so if you guys can give Ramen Chan a high five.
Yes.
I met this young fine gentleman and he had everything I wanted. He was driving a nice car, he was living in a beautiful home, he was very friendly, he was very well spoken and very wise as well, full of knowledge, right? And I was like, wow, that's awesome, right? I want a little bit of that. So he showed me the opportunity, but I didn't believe that I could build it. How many of you guys had that self-doubt before that you're not sure whether you can do Usana or not? Yeah? And it happened. So for me, it was like, I came to a new country, I didn't have any friends or family. So, how can I do this business? It's a network marketing business and I didn't have any network to start with. The only person that I knew was my fiance. So when it was time, okay, Nico, write your contact list. I was like, I'm done, I'm blind. I have one name for you, sir. And that was my fiance. But that's where he started. Because I didn't believe in myself. This is a key thing though. When I didn't believe in myself, guess what? He believed in me. He saw something I wasn't able to see in the beginning, right? And that was the great game changer for me at that point. He said, Nico, guess what? You don't need to have a lot of money. You don't need a lot of academics. You don't need to be smart. I don't care. I don't care about that stuff. You only need two things in order for you to succeed in this business. Guess what he said? He said, Nico, the only thing you need is desire for you to succeed in life. Not just in business, but in life. Because I cannot teach desire for any person. But if you have that internal drive to want to become more in life, to become better, you have a chance. And the second thing is that if you're teachable. Because with drive and teachability, I can teach you any skill that you want in this business. Presenting, prospecting, teaching about health and whatever that might be, I can teach you all of that. And guess what? He did. So we sat there, we sat down, we started understanding what is it that I need to do. So first challenge, contact list, one person. So he said, Nico, if you don't have a hot market, you have to go cold market. And I was terrified, guys. Have you guys tried to go cold market before?
Yes.
Don't they look scary all the time?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna go speak to that person, I'm gonna go prospecting now for 2 hours, I'm gonna go to the mall, and you guys like, nah. Talk to this person, nah. And it never works out because of what you say to yourself. Oh, it's a pyramid scheme. What if they say this? What if they don't believe you? This and that, right? It's the self-talk. But this is what he told me, Nico, you just, in order for you to hit the goals, understand, have you guys heard of the black wolf and the white wolf story? There's two wolves inside of you that are fighting all the time. There's a white wolf and a black wolf. And the white wolf would represent positivity, happiness, believing yourself, confidence, pride. And the black wolf would represent doubt, fear, negativity, and all the bad stuff. And he would ask me, Nico, which wolf will win? I said, I don't know. Why? He said, no, the one that you will feed will win. So if you believe and you tell yourself that you're not going to be able to do it and you don't believe in yourself, guess what? You're not going to be able to do it. But if you start feeding yourself the positive stuff that you can do it, you're good enough, you have everything that it takes in order for you to go to the next level, guess what? You're again right and you can go on and do that. So that's when I started understanding, if I eat bad food, guys, can I have a nice body? If I start feeding my mind with negative stuff, can I keep and surround myself and give out positive thoughts? It doesn't work like that, right? If you eat bad stuff, you will radiate bad body. If you have bad negative news coming into your mind all the time, you will radiate negative stuff, right? So I started surrounding myself more with the people that are extremely successful, who are refined enough to have the success that I wanted to have, to teach me the things that I needed to know in order for me to go to the next level. And that's when I started having my breakthrough. So the next time I went cold market, he said, Nico, this is the numbers you have to hit. And if you don't hit it, then obviously you're not going to get to the goal. And I'm going to call you every day. Accountability, right? Oh, good. So that day, that night, it was 1st of January 2015, New Year's. I have not hit my numbers yet. It was late, 9 p.m. I knew later on he's going to call me. And when he calls me, I don't want to tell him that I haven't done my numbers. So what I did was like, I went out, I put my shoes on, I was like, I'm gonna go out now, it's 9 o'clock, I don't care, I don't want Robin to call, I haven't done anything, so I'm gonna go outside. So I went out that night, I And what happened on that night is that I went to a park just to go for a little walk. And when I was pulling my car in, I didn't have enough room to park my car. There was a car next to it. So this car would move a little bit to the side so I could fit in, right? So I fit in there, and I was like, I want to thank the man. So I opened the door, I knocked on the door, I said, hey, thank you very much for opening the door. I shake his hands, and he was 18-year-old. I got his name and number, and today he's one of my first gold directors.
Wow.
Thank you, you guys give Christopher Tong a round of applause.
Yes.
He brought like more than 15 or 16 people to international convention with him this year. So I'm super proud of him. Well done, sir. So from that young man, he just created another gold director by the name of Kevin Chan, who's here as well. Can we give him a round of applause? So the moral of the story is that you have to believe in yourself, and the second thing is that you have to start taking massive action. If you don't take action, then obviously you're not going to move anywhere. True?
Yes.
And that's where it started. No, yes, we started having momentum, but it wasn't because of me. It wasn't because of me. It's because I started attracting the people like me that are willing to do the things for themselves, right? I started building for myself. I started attracting people that are building for themselves, for their family, for their dreams. And guess what? Now I look back, I can see people that are very driven, that are very, very, I guess, inspiring people that are building something for themselves at the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And I'm super proud of the fact that I get to, I guess, pay it forward to them, because I know this vehicle has given me way much more than any other job opportunity out there in Sydney, Australia could have given me. So I tell this to them all the time, but I would like to tell them again is that this opportunity has truly changed my life. Not just the fact that yes, the money is great, but it has allowed me to become a better person, to become a better son, and to become a better fiance for my partner as well. And all the success in the world means very little if you don't have somebody that you love to share it with. True?
Yes.
And now I get to look around and all the people around my life right now contains of my Usana family. So I'm extremely grateful that although I'm away from my family from Finland, now in Australia, I have my Usana family. So thank you very much, guys.
Wow.
Why don't we let Chris share his story? Would you like to hear the story, Chris?
Yes.
18-year-old guy now, gold director of Usana.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hey guys, my name is Chris. 20 years old now, and I did this
Wow.
business when I was 18. But growing up, you know, I heard in the Philippines, all you want to do is travel abroad, right?
Right.
Everyone wants to travel abroad. I can tell you, it's not the dream. You know, in Sydney, Australia, you know, some people can still have very poor families, and yeah, growing up wasn't the best situation at home. Living in government assistance. And my mum, most of her life, single parent, so lives with my grandma, she's 90 years old. It was very hard, and so when I was 14, I started working already. I picked up 2 to 3 jobs, and the dream for my parents was, you know, Chris, you gotta be better than the family, you have to study, you have to get good grades. So I got the good grades I wanted, and when I went to university, I realized something, you know, the income is not that good after you graduate. And at that time, my dad came back to live with us, and he brought a lot of debt into the family, and we couldn't pay it off. And so I quit university so I could pick up another job. And at the age of 18, I was really lost, very confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I went to a park one night because I was so stressed. I went to run at a park, and I went into this little car park, and I drove my car in. And then as soon as I drove in, I saw this little white car. And I said, it's New Year's. I should be nice, you know, it's New Year's. So then I reversed my car into another driving place, and I met Nico. Nico just stand right, he parked his car next to me, and he knocked on my door 11 p.m. I was really scared. At a park, all empty cars, he knocks on my door, hello, hello, right, very scared, right? And after that, you know, he kept talking. He didn't stop. He kept talking, saying hello, and I just said, might as well come out to talk to him. So we spoke a bit, and look, he came from Finland, had nothing, but he was able to build a business. And I was so inspired because he was only, you know, 5 years older than me. And so he invited me to Health and Freedom, and yeah, I said yes, and I've been doing it for 2 years now. Because
Wow.
my 5-year goal in USANA was to become a gold director. Because I said, if I start at 18, in 5 years' time I'll be 23. I'll still be young, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still young. And so it was very hard in the beginning. A lot of people dropped off. My mindset wasn't good, but luckily, with the help of Nico and Ramen, got to achieve it under 2 years, and that's been the dream come true. But now, guys, it's not about me anymore. I came to our first convention, as an associate BC, and it's really crazy now because this year I got to bring 15 people, and
Wow.
it's great now. That's it for me, guys. I really wish you all the best of luck, in the Philippines, in Australia, or wherever you guys are right now. I really wish you guys the best, and next year, let's not come back the same rank, let's not come back the same income. Let's grow our USANA business and inspire more people, guys. Thank you all.
Wow.
Thank you, Chris. Grabe, ha? Okay, can I speak Tagalog now?
Wow.
Guys, okay lang, palakpakan natin yung mga top leaders natin.
Wow.
I think of the Sydney, Australia, of course, the team of Ninang Josie as well. So guys, I hope marami tayong natutunan at the same time na-inspire tayo. Yun ang purpose ng meeting after meeting basically. For us to learn from each other as well. Because nobody is smarter than everybody, right?
Yes.
So we have to learn from each other, we have to empower each other as well. As we do that, we grow as well. Tama?
Right.
Yun ang pinaka-importante sa lahat. But as you see, regardless of what part of the earth, either Sydney, either the US, either the Philippines, they almost have the same stories, right? So may mga tao namin galing dun sa hindi magandang, may mga somehow poor families pa rin, may mga young professionals, may mga okay naman, pero lahat sa iyo sana mamimit mo yan eh. So the good thing is, if you're gonna follow kung anong pattern, why these people became successful, yun din ang mangyayari sa'yo eh. Right? So ang kailangan lang, most of the things that we really need to do for us to become successful is we know that already. Right? But the thing is, do we have the discipline to really do it? Right? Do we have the discipline to consistently do it? Right? So there's no secret in USANA. There's no such thing as a silver bullet system that you can do that once you find out about it, you're gonna be successful. Walang ganon, right? And always saying small things are the big things. These are the presentations every day. These are the basic things every day. The goal setting, right? The developing your leaders every single day. So, huwag tayo mag-shortcuts basically. Create a long-term goal, long-term plan. Patience as well is very important, but you make sure you have that sense of urgency every single day to learn, to grow every day. The most solutions in all problems basically is the growth. Right? If you face challenges and obstacles in your business or in your relationship or in your health, right? The solutions will be growth. Right? Because a lot of people, they're saying, I'm too busy, I have a lot of things to do, I have a new family, I have new kids basically, I'm working. Lahat ng tao busy, but the question is, saan ka busy? Right? If you're busy in things that are not really focusing in your priorities, well, hindi yun ang papunta sa quality ng pamumuhay. If you want to live a quality life, you should be focusing on the right things. A good thing about USANA, we're not just talking about the income. And alam ko, most of you, alam niyo na yan. Tama is the quality of life. When you say quality of life, it's about the whole thing. It's the integrity. If you're doing good sa lahat ng bagay. It's not just about the money, it's not just about the health. It's the whole thing. Like Nico said, he became a better what? Fiancé. Anyway, his fiancé is Amy. Can you recognize Amy? A beautiful girl out there. Let's palakpakan natin guys. Nabubuhan na ako. That's a fiancé of Nico. We'll get into that story as well. Okay? So guys, I'm sure na-inspire kayo lahat. So wag nating hayaan na this event will not create a big change sa atin. The goal of attending event is for you to become a better person. For you to gain more knowledge and ready to act and to level up yourself. That's the goal. We should be growing every single day. Make sense? Income will follow if we are growing in the right way. The right activity, the right mindset as well, the right system as well, the right people around us. Continuous yan. And we have hope and dreams pa rin na gusto natin matupad. Even though you guys are earning good already. May mga hopes and dreams pa rin tayo. We have more loved ones na gusto natin tulungan. You know what? After hearing a lot of success stories in this convention, those people who really make it very big in this business is those people who really have deep purpose and reason why they're doing this. And most of them, I know you guys will agree, they're doing the business now, USANA, not only for themselves. but for others. Make sense? You have to create a goals bigger than yourself. So para mag-create sa atin ng positivity and the excitement to really continue. I cannot see myself retiring in this business. How can you retire in helping people? How can you retire? It's really good feeling and empowering and helping people, right? When I started, it's about my family, it's about myself, it's about the income, it's about providing for my family. Pero now, it's about duplicating yourself as well. And there's really a good feeling in continuously growing and contributing. I'm telling you, the real happiness in life, you cannot find it in just the income. Right? There's six human needs. The security, right? Shelter, right? It's the top 4, but the number 5 and 6 is the most important thing. It's the continuous growth and the contribution as well. You can have a lot of money, but no happiness, not worth it. Right? We're all young here, so we can do a lot of things as well. And who's our trainer again? So he said, John, he said like most 60 years old, they're saying they're in the somehow exit point of their life. But if you have a very positive mindset, it's the new 30. We can do a lot of things. We can do a lot of things. And yun ang meaning ng buhay. We can more be happy, mas enjoyable yung buhay natin, and we continuously give and serve at the same time. Okay? So mark this day. You make sure next year, at this same date, right? Iba na yung level na meron tayo. Iba na yung results that we have because nag-level up na tayo. Okay ba yun?
Yes.
Huwag natin hayaan na every time you attend trainings and events na walang mangyari sa atin. End of the day, knowledge is still knowledge. And it's just knowledge. If you don't take actions, you will not create results. Okay, knowledge will be power if you put it into action.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes.
So that's the goal. And the goal as well is mag-create ng maraming leaders sa ilalim. Okay, let me emphasize what Ninong Josie told us. Okay, you need to create lots of leaders under your organizations. If you don't have leaders in this business, you have no business. Continue to create leaders. Okay, be selfless. Right, give your time to those who deserve, those who have really big dreams in this business. 80% of your time. Okay? And para pag-continuous tayo makapagbigay, kailangan continuous din tayo. Okay ba yan? Excited ba kayo lahat?
Yes.
Are you all excited?
Yes.
Ayan na may excitement ng mga tao excited. Yes! Tao ng diamond. So next year, our goal is basically double or triple or times 5 yung mga attendees natin. In the US, not in Singapore Convention, in the US. Kaya ba? Kaya ba? Yes! Our goal, let's be Ruby, let's be Emerald, let's be Diamond Direct, and create more leaders under our organization. Okay ba yan? Yes! Keep going, keep the fire burning. Yung area mo, our leaders in Toronto, okay lang, palakpakan natin sila. Our board director from Red Deer, Canada. Okay, tingin ko sa Red Deer, Canada. Okay lang kayo? Red Deer. Okay lang, palakpakan natin sila. Of course, yung mga Pilipino sa Manila, okay lang, magsitayo. Our family in Sana, of course, Team Epic as well. Okay lang, palakpakan natin sila. Guys, ito yan ha. Okay, last na lang. The last one. Every single year, we are excited after the convention. But what matters is, we are excited, we are ready, we're setting our goals. But the reality is basically outside, you will have a lot of still. Even though you're a leader, you still have a lot of discouragement. You still have a lot of obstacles. You still have a lot of challenges, right? This is the truth, right? Challenges and obstacles will be there forever. And actually, hindi siya lumiliit. It grows. It becomes more harder. What we need to do is to grow faster than sa challenges and obstacles. That's what we need to do. Those people who grow faster, basically, hindi na nahihirapan sa mga challenges and obstacles. Make sense?
Yes.
The solution in every problem is basically growth. You're single before, you don't have any problem with the schedule about your wife, about your kids, because you're still single. And you're doing your Sana business. You have a lot of time. But when you have a family as well, and then you have a kids, and it changed a lot. Now you have to have time with your kids, you have to have time with your wife, you have to have time with your health, you have to have time with your business. How can you do all these things? Right? I'm a fan of Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is managing seven big companies. And he has a lot of speaking engagement. Right? And he is an author as well. He's talking to a top top leaders, top CEOs of the companies worldwide. And he's still managing yung buhay niya, and he's still happy, right? So how can you do all these things? So I realize it's just about growth. It's what you do with your time every single day. Kung titingnan mo yan, you will list down all the activities you do every day. I'm sure, makikita mo you still have a lot of time. It's just that you're spending time with not so important things. Right? So think about your business and finances, you think about your health, you think about your spiritual life, you think about your relationship as well. Anything that will not contribute to that, then don't give time to that. Right? You do your entertainment during the break or during the vacation. That's why you call it vacation, that's why you call it a break. Don't do it in a time na kung saan you need time to grow these areas. Make sense? Yes. So that's what we need to do. Okay? And the last one is basically focus. Regardless kung ano yung mangyayari, okay? Before end of this year or next year, okay? Huwag mo isipin na mag-rank advance ka next year. Start now. Start now. Stop preparing. Start doing. Yes. Make sense? Kasi marami sa atin, hindi tayo makatapos doon sa portions na we are always preparing. And then it turns out, we didn't accomplish anything because we are always preparing. That's why the Nike said, and sabi ng Nike, just do it. Do it. Right? You don't have to be perfect before you start. You have to start for you to be very good. Right? Just like what we're doing. You don't have to be fluent in speaking English before we start. We have to speak English and practice for us to be fluent, right? Yes! Am I doing good? Yes! Let's all spread the good news of Usana. Let's step up, take charge of our own business, envision ourselves to be a top leaders of Usana because that's the key. You have to envision yourself to be a top income earner, a top leader of Usana, and creating a positive impact to many people. I'm telling you guys, you can do it. You heard the story of Chris, right? You heard the story of Nico, Ramen. Tama ba?
Yes.
Ramen. Michi at the same time, right? Michi. There's no extraordinary, right? Just an ordinary people that basically believe that they can be someone. Bill Gates as well. They're just ordinary people who believe that they have the seed of greatness in themselves. If you don't believe, nobody will believe in you. But even though they don't believe, but if you will believe in yourself, there's a really big chance you're gonna be successful pa rin. Ang pinaka-importante pa din, ikaw. Yung pilit mo sa sarili mo. Okay? I think that's it for today. That's it for today. I'm just hoping and praying that all the learnings that we have now is basically, we will put it